Hey guys, Ben from Snowboard Gamer. Welcome to episode 39 of This Week in Board Games. In this weekly segment, I do quick reviews on all the games we played, go over any interesting board game news, and show any new purchases. Thanks to everyone who left a comment last week about which game from my board game shelf of shame I should open up and play next. The winner was Azul, or as Meeple Overboard says, Azul. Go check out their podcast if you haven't. They do a great job, Chris and Wendy. I'll leave a link in the description. It looks really fun. I opened it up, I read all the rules, haven't played it yet. We'll be definitely giving it a play over the next week, so look in next week's episode for a little mini review on Azul. I'm going to do a little spotlight this week on a game called Hanabi. It won the Spiel des Jahres in 2013, which is the German board game of the year, plays 2 to 5 players, ages 8 and up, and plays in 20 to 30 minutes. In this game, you're working together to create a great fireworks show out of 5 different colored fireworks. It's basically a deck of cards with 5 different colors numbered 1 through 5. And as a team, you're trying to make runs for each color from 1 to 5 in order. Here's the catch. Everyone has a hand of 3 cards, and you see the backs of your cards. You don't know what cards you're holding, but you see what cards everyone else is holding. Throughout the game, you can give hints to the other players. There are a certain number of hint tokens, and when you give a hint, you put it in the lid of the box. If you're out of hint tokens, you can't give hints anymore. Or you can discard a card to get a hint token back. So you're all working together to give appropriate hints and make the runs in order. A perfect score is 25 by making all 5 color runs 1 to 5.
I'm going to burn this card.
This one is a 4.
I'm playing this. Yes, all right. I've forgotten how fun this game is. We've owned it for a while, we played it a few times, and then it sat on the shelf for a few years, and we pulled it out this week. Really enjoyed Hanabi. There can be some pretty hilarious moments when you think you know what's in your hand.
I picked this one up on the last turn, so I know this isn't the one that they need to give me a clue on. I've got 2 cards left that I think could be relevant. This I picked up most recently, so I think that this has been in my hand the longest, and they haven't given me a clue on it, so I'm going to play this.
Yes. All right.
Nice choice. That was the best choice.
But check the other
Between
one.
those 2 choices, that was the best one. Next, with my group of friends from work, we played game 2 of Charterstone. Charterstone is a game for 1 to 6 players, ages 14 and up, and plays in 60 minutes. Well, they say it plays in 60 minutes. I gotta warn you, if you're starting Charterstone, it doesn't play in 60 minutes. Maybe once you totally understand the game it does. The first game took several hours, and the second game was definitely shorter than the first game, but not quite 60 minutes yet. Every time you get some new cards and have to read some new rules, it just takes a while. We're starting to get the hang of the game though, and I really am enjoying Charterstone so far. Next, we played Secret Hitler. Secret Hitler is for 5 to 10 players, ages 17 and up, but we play with teenagers and plays in about 45 minutes. It is a social deductive game with secret identities where you have a liberal government in Germany pre-World War II trying to keep it together and prevent the takeover of the government by the fascists and prevent Hitler from being installed as the leader. I have an interesting story for this, so if you're playing Secret Hitler, watch out for this fascist move here. Here's what happened. We're playing a 5-player game, and I was president. The liberals were up 4 to 2. We only needed 1 more liberal policy tile implemented in order to win the game. I drew 3 fascist tiles, which the odds of drawing 3 fascists when you're up 4 to 2 is very high, because there are only 6 total liberal policy tiles in the whole deck. Of course, I discarded a fascist, passed 2 to the chancellor, who had no choice other than to discard a fascist and play a fascist policy tile. But what that gave me was the power to look at the top 3 tiles and see what they were without changing the order. And they were liberal, fascist, fascist. Now, Hitler happened to be to my left, who was playing a very liberal game. I thought he was liberal. That's how Hitler generally plays, is liberal to gain everyone's trust and then turns around and deceives everyone, which is exactly what happened in this game. He was president next and put me in as chancellor because I was the most trustworthy person up to that point in the game. Everyone votes it in. Hitler had no choice but to discard the liberal and pass me 2 fascist tiles. As soon as I drew the 2 fascist tiles, I knew that he was a fascist. I didn't know for sure he was Hitler, but I knew he was fascist. Because if he had passed me one of each, I would have played the liberal tile and the liberals would have won the game. following the rules to a T. I did not react. You're not supposed to react when you're given the tiles. You're supposed to just quietly discard one and play one. As soon as I implemented it, Hitler gained the kill power. Hitler immediately said, Ben, you're dead. He's a fascist. He lied about the top 3 tiles. I couldn't say anything. As soon as you're killed in Secret Hitler, you have to sit there silent the rest of the game. And it was up to the rest of the table to try and figure out that he was the one who actually lied and killed me to silence me, because I would have talked the whole table out of him because he clearly was a fascist. Unfortunately, the rest of the table didn't believe me. They believed him, and he got put in as chancellor next, and the game was over. So, word to the wise, if you're playing Secret Hitler and someone insta-kills when they get the kill power, don't trust him. You should always let the table talk before you just eliminate a player. I congratulated him after the game. It was a fun game. Everyone looked back after the game, and hindsight is 20/20, of course, and they're like, why did we believe him? Ben was totally liberal. But that's how the game goes. Really fun game. But watch out for that fascist move. Next, we played the Resistance. This game is for 5 to 10 players, ages 13 and up, and plays in about 30 minutes. This is also a social deductive game with secret identities. The theme of the Resistance is you've got a small band of the Resistance fighting to overthrow the government, kind of like the rebels in Star Wars, and then you've got spies which the government has sent out to infiltrate the Resistance and stop their takeover of the government. The Resistance is trying to overthrow a bad government. So the Resistance team has the majority, the spies have the minority, and you're trying to approve people on the mission to go overthrow the government, but if a spy makes his way onto the team, he can fail the mission. We literally stopped playing this overnight when we got Secret Hitler. But we pulled it out again over at Eric and Liz's house.
Going to Liz and Eric's house. He got his game topper already. I'm super excited to try it out. Mine should be coming soon.
Success, 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 fail. One of these 3, 100%.
Or you.
No, it's not me. I'm not a spy.
No, listen.
Listen tells us it's not you.
Wait, you have to believe me, Eric.
Those 3, according to your logic, it's you. Because those 3 passed the first one. Then
the
4 of us, it failed. And now the 4 of you failed. So it's not me. It's probably you.
This one is really fun, especially with the expansion. This week, we went down to Colorado Springs for the state drumline competition.
State indoor drumline competition is at IKEA today. JK lols, it's at Air Force Academy. It is so cold today.
It snowed yesterday. Most of it's melted though. It's around 40 now. It's supposed to get up to 50, but it's windy. Sometimes the winds come through here and it is pretty chilly.
I already packed away all the winter stuff and had to get it all back out. Ugh.
They're warming up in the parking lot now, and then we go into the basketball arena where they perform. Third going into finals. This is our job. We push the prop every time.
In third place, and a score of 87.125 Monarch High School.
We'll be heading to Dayton, Ohio soon for the national competition. Next, Alex and I played Twilight Struggle. This game is 2 players ages 14 and up and plays in 2 to 3 hours. This is a game about the Cold War. One person plays as the USSR, the other person plays as the United States, and they spread either capitalism or communism throughout the world. It's an area control game, and the cards you play are actual events from the Cold War. This is one of my favorite games. It is a 2 to 3 hour game though. It takes a while to play.
Good afternoon, comrade.
Hello. Where are you from?
I'm from the land of Mother Russia.
Ah. Let's go.
Good luck to you, comrade.
Good luck.
All right, so
We are playing Twilight Struggle, which is my #1 game in the game world, and it's your number 4, if I remember correctly, right? Or
I haven't officially ranked him yet, but it's definitely in my top 5.
That's all that matters. So, we are doing a little best 2 out of 3 game going. So this is game 3. I won the first game, Ben won the second game, so this is the tiebreaker round. So, pretty anticipated game for myself. And both games we played, the USSR player has won. So the way the game works, for beginner players, the USSR has the advantage over the US with this game. For intermediate players, it's almost exactly even. For really advanced players, it favors the USSR again. And since we're both pretty good at the game, we've been around the block, we're going to give the US a bid of +1 influence. So what happens is after we place our starting European influence, we're going to let the US player add 1 extra influence to any country that he already has influence in. Good luck. Good luck to you as well. In this alternate timeline, communism prevailed early.
Good game. Alex won the best of 3 with a victory of USSR. Finally, we played some Deep Sea Adventure. This has hit the table at least 4 weeks in a row. It's really quick and easy. It's a push your luck game. You're rolling dice and moving down to the bottom of the ocean, trying to pick up treasure and make it all the way back to the top. If the oxygen runs out and you're not back to the boat, you drop your treasure and you lose it. We actually played this on our lunch break at work. It's a great game to pull out with coworkers. Plays in less than 30 minutes. We're continuing to enjoy Deep Sea Adventure. Now for the news. I backed a game called Filler on Kickstarter. And this game is about filling pastries. It's a card game. Kinsey loves baking, so I figured she'd really like the theme. There are 12 days left to go in the Kickstarter campaign, so if you're interested in backing it, I'll put a link in the description. And now for my new purchases. I actually did get one game this week. We were at Target and we saw it on their shelf there, and Allison really enjoyed this game when we played it about 4 months ago at the Board Game Republic. It is called Santorini. Santorini is for 2 to 4 players ages 8 and up and plays in roughly 15 minutes. It's a short game, very quick. You're building these towers, trying to get to the top of it. Allison begged me to get it, so what can I say when my wife says, please buy that board game? So I got another board game to contribute to my board game shelf of shame, but we're gonna bust this out very soon. We really like Santorini. That's it for this week in board games. Thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe for more board game videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye.